So I don't think any of that
And
is.
so remember.
I still remember too, because I move it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They
have an emergency plan?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
No, they just said Cohocton. I thought, well, because we didn't participate, and we didn't realize we had to have
They
shows
probably
here.
don't realize you only have two.
So didn't Carrie come up?
Yeah, we
Like
did have an
2 years ago?
emergency plan, yeah,
He
we
had all
did.
this stuff
That's
done.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, that was probably, I was, yeah, on the ambulance commission, you were too, so, yeah, that was, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Okay, now, the park. Danielle and Matt were supposed to come. I don't think they're here. What are we doing about the park this year? Part of the word seems like things are going to open to some extent. I mean, gyms and pools are opening. Danielle did talk to the health department, who, you know, still wants picnic tables 6 feet apart, wants pool chaise lounges, which I don't think we have to worry too much about, 6 feet apart, that sort of thing. And they basically said, any rules that they have now are going through April 30th, and then things are fluid and changing. We have a lot of reservations that were switched over from last year to this year for the pavilion. I think we'd pretty much already decided the program would be out, because we just can't hire people and do that. So I guess the question is, do we want to open the park? Do we want to just open the park, not open the pool? Do we want to open tentatively the park and the pool?
Did you happen to ask if we could just do it open, carry in, carry out? We talked about having just the pavilions, and they had to clean and do their own thing. Is that able to do something like that? And you have a latrine so that it's serviced by somebody else and they know you have to wash your hands?
No, I think you would want to have the bathrooms open, and you would have to, Barry and I were talking about how you could possibly do it, have the, you know, antibacterial stuff available. They could clean the picnic tables off themselves. We would have someone, and we could have signs that say the equipment is cleaned and disinfected nightly, but, you know, anything during the day. With Danielle and Matt, who came in the one day to talk for a little bit about possibilities, we were talking about maybe just having, you know, some activities in the park that, you know, people could participate in, but not organized, you know, like music in the park on Thursdays or something. Maybe basketball, you know, some things that could be organized for kids. I mean, kids are desperate right now for places to go and things to do. I think the biggest, I mean, I don't see a problem with the park. I think the pool is the big question.
I think your biggest problem is enforcing mass gathering,
Mm-hmm.
cleanliness, making sure people clean. I think you're just opening up. Unfortunately, I think you gotta keep it shut down for another year. I don't think you have any way to enforce anything or regulate anything.
That was on the news tonight, weddings can start taking place, but again, they said the only time you could not have a mask is when you were sitting eating. To dancing, you could only dance with the people that were sitting at your table, and you had to dance in this section. So if it's that
Oh,
strict for
God,
a
I
wedding,
know.
what would it be up here?
Well, what do you call them? Reunions are all family, basically, but yeah, I know. I mean, it's not going to be easy, and unfortunately, if you're gonna open, you have to start, you know, getting things ready now. I think everyone, all the feedback that I get is that people really would like someplace that the kids could go to and,
But
And
again,
have
I just,
fun.
I don't know how we could even talk about opening a park for kids and the schools aren't even open full yet. That is, I mean, they're opening in the areas, but our area school, they're only in discussion of it. There hasn't been anything said or any date set of when they might go back to 4 days a week. It's not even, they're not even gonna do 5 days. So,
not unless.
I could see us doing something that maybe schools open back up full-time,
Mhm.
maybe you could figure something out, but if they're not gonna open,
well, I mean, the pool is the big thing. If we just say we're gonna absolutely forget the pool, we would still have time to, you know, possibly,
I think the pool's definitely a no-go.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm
Yeah,
afraid so.
They
Well,
said you
because
had
I
to
think,
wear
well,
masks.
we have to wear masks.
You're just gonna waterboard
Yeah.
And all you, and you gotta be 6 feet apart in the pool, so you might as well just, you
Well, yeah,
stand
so
here,
you're
you stand
count,
here,
yeah,
you
well,
stand
you
there.
put marks in the pool, yeah,
You're
that,
filled.
okay, you're there and
Be a
don't
bell.
swim out of your way, or everybody swim 3 feet and then swim back 3 feet. No, I
Everybody
know
will be
that's-
really good at synchronized swimming. We'll have the best team.
And I would just see if you can't open it, but it's carry in, carry out, you clean by yourself, you do all that kind of stuff, and I don't even know if I would do the bathrooms. I would have, like I said, a latrine.
porta
s-
potty.
A porta potty that you know you gotta wash before you go in and you wash when you come out.
Is there any way to look and see what other towns are doing?
I didn't hear that.
Is there any way to look and see what other towns are doing that have parks open? I know Hornell's parks haven't shut down at all.
No,
Really?
people are starting, in the
And
state parks, you go
they-
and they have
We
signs
mask.
that say
And-
use at your own risk,
Right, that's,
basically.
and that's
Well,
what I
it's
mean, can you do that?
Well, I haven't
Deposit
checked, I
would
did
be
not
good.
check with our insurance company, which I
Okay.
think is gonna be the big thing, because, we were all excited on one day when it looked like, you know, we were getting some lightened restrictions, and then Danielle called and
No.
said, oh my God, you know, this is not really gonna work, but, yeah, I think there are something we could do with opening the park later if, you know, I think we have some time to do that, to make a decision, but I just wanted, we have to make a decision about the pool
I would say. no.
really now, 'cause Barry's like, I gotta, you know, I gotta get going on this, I gotta get going on that. I think it's a shame, I really do, and it's like, oh, I feel bad for kids. So,
I think the pool should stay shut and maybe we give it a month or two and see what's
Mhm.
going on and then you can look at the park again. But I just don't see how you're gonna do the pool, there's no way.
yeah, well, I don't think so.
And I remember they said, everybody that goes to the wedding has to be COVID tested unless you have your vaccination.
What, are you kidding?
No, that's what they
No, that's what they
said.
said.
17 pages long of regulations.
We can go across straight lines again.
Here goes that new dress I bought for last year's wedding, and now, here it goes for, it'll be out of style next year.
Mike, you do it.
The only problem you got down there, it's a good deal to come in whether you open the pool or not. But people in here, if you got a family, 4 or 5 kids, you're having a family reunion, it's 90 degrees out, pool ain't open, you go to the park and have a picnic, where's the kids and everybody gonna go?
They're gonna go to the river.
But you have to think again too, there's playground equipment there, who's gonna sanitize the playground equipment?
Well, that's why
So
I
you gotta
suggested
know-
to see what other places are doing, because, for
gotta be.
example, for
I
Hornell,
think it's-
there are parks that, there
Mhm.
isn't anything posted, that I've been
Right,
to.
and nobody's.
There's picnic tables, there's,
It's kind of a unique situation down there.
there's playgrounds, everything else,
But
so.
people know that it's not cleaned, so they have to do their own when they get there, right? Nobody's there cleaning.
There's no signs posted for cleaning or masks or social distancing or anything of that sort. There is no sign saying that it is being maintained by,
And it might never have been maintained,
Yeah,
Right.
correct?
I just don't think we
I
can
mean,
open
is our little
ourselves up
village
to
park
lawsuits,
here?
I mean, have any kind of
Rules on
risk,
that?
but.
I mean, the hatch hose,
Yes,
hatch
the
hose is a little
playground, yeah.
deal on the university, I mean, that's really not a locked up, posted. It's kinda the same thing, but it's a little bit more different down here, cause
you have
It's
a
a- it's a
gate
locked
and you.
gate.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
if you just open it and then the town's liable for,
I would-
No, then
Well,
I would
other
have
can
to
of
check
worms.
with the insurance company to see
Right.
if we can do that,
If
I
you
mean, we
weren't-
can't,
if you weren't charging
people can
people
get
for
in
it.
there.
That's my thinking.
Well, I don't think you
Charging people
charge,
when
yeah,
they go
no,
down there.
No.
no.
right.
Like you said, I think you gotta check with insurance.
Mhm.
Barry's maintenance besides the pool is gonna happen if you don't open it or not on the
Yeah,
grounds
he's
of the
gotta cut
building.
the lawn and do everything
So-
anyway, yeah.
X-nay the pool and
Mhm.
wait a couple months to see what the summer's gonna
You
pull
just
out.
have to you hire the help anyway. You got the money, you hire them to go down, somebody hired to go down there to clean it and do it. Just like you go to the casino, you go and play a machine, you get up, somebody cleans it, the next person comes in, sits down, they're over 2 seats from you. And the same thing there, you go in restaurants, everything you go in, they sanitize. You use it and they sanitize it.
On your ATV with a sprayer on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get Debbie's gym retirement program.
I was thinking outside the box.
How many of these chairs in here was sanitized today before we come in? How many's gonna sanitize
Oh,
it tonight?
every single one of them,
Every
Carol
one of 'em
wipes
done?
the, yep, she does.
Okay.
Yes, they were sanitized.
Do you have your MSDS sheet for that?
That no, but,
Just
We've
needs
seen her
over
do
here,
it.
you can move there now.
and we have the bills to prove that she uses the disinfectant all the time. She does it before court, after court, and we are having court now. They started last week,
And check with
and
insurance.
they did. Okay, so we're not gonna do any pool, no, and we will keep our options open on the park.
Would this be a good time to look into some of the upkeep on the pool for construction purposes or whatever while it's
Oh,
closed down?
we have been, Barry's been trying to get somebody out, there's not, he's got a list and he knows what needs to be done
I
and.
was just thinking as long as it's down,
Mhm.
it would be a good time to do it.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Similar, situation when the Whalen School shut their pool down and put in the new pool, it was down for what, a couple of years on it. If you're forced into this dilemma right now, you might just as well use the time.
You catch a lot less
Right.
flack there if you tell them you're restoring it twice down.
Right.
Reconstruction.
Think you catch any flack because everybody knows what the COVID rules are, that's not, we don't make those up, thank God.
Yeah, but they don't wanna look at it next year if everything's lifted and the pool can't be open because it's
Well, that,
not good.
it's not easy to get somebody to come and look at it, I can tell you that. We've been working on it for months. Privilege of the floor?
Have you seen how much money you're getting yet from the new COVID deal?
No.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
You mean individuals or the town?
Town.
I have a email that I got late this afternoon and I haven't even had a chance to read it yet.
Don't have my glasses on. 20-some, 200 and some thousand, 270,000.
Get to apply for it, or we get?
No, you're getting it.
American.
They're giving it to every town and stuff around. Elmarle's getting 30 million. I don't know how much Bass is getting. I mean, it's all our tax dollars going, but anyway, we're getting it, so. I think the cash you talked about earlier, is that coming from, the extra 15% that they're giving back on the CHIPS thing?
What are you talking about, the cash?
You said something about
No,
you
that
getting a
was the
check.
diversion
That's the
program.
highway diversion program.
Okay, because, well, I don't know if that's listed under it, but there's supposed to be money coming in from,
No, that's from a court, that's from fines that
Okay, this, cause,
No, this would be above and beyond. he's
this is
talking
above and
about.
beyond.
Yeah, I
what's
know, I
coming in,
have the
like-
email, as I said, that came like 5 minutes as I was leaving the office this
Because they
afternoon.
cut you 20% and you're getting like 15% of the
We're
back or
talking
something.
about chips now. so-
That's chips. And I know the other, they're the 200 and some, 70-some thousand.
270,000.
So that,
Like from the American Rescue, whatever.
American Relief.
But
Plan.
they have not come up with what you can spend it on
Mhm.
yet.
There were
So,
4 things, or
Here's
3
some money.
things.
there's,
Look at it.
there's
Yeah.
certain things and,
Right.
and if you spend it on something that you shouldn't, then they're
Yeah.
gonna come and take it back, so.
Sounds like
there you go.
Yeah.
I got somebody here from the state.
Cause
saying
some
me talking.
places were talking about giving bonuses
Right,
and
no.
others were
COVID
talking
stuff.
about using it for buying a truck and,
It was on the-
yeah.
Hmm.
So,
And they said they're gonna raise our taxes, so be prepared to pay it all back.
Oh, good.
I saw that.
Here you go, here you go.
mhm.
Is Doug? I'm here on behalf of my parents. I believe my mom sent a letter in about, her tax bill and the oversight of 80 cents, and being told she had to pay the late fee and such. I don't know if all the board members got a chance to look at it, but I was just here on behalf of her, cause she's out of town, to see if anyone had any insight. I get now that it's March, and it's harder to probably waive the late fees or whatnot. But, I mean, everyone in here has busy lives, and it was a complete oversight. She wrote her check out, it was 80 cents short. I mean, she got a paid receipt, so that's, an oversight as well, a human error. So she was just wondering if there was anything to do to waive the late fees. It's been done in the past, so she just wanted to put it out there.
The problem is that the check was not written correctly. The bank, it has to be written correctly for the bank. It was, there was a phone number on the check which was not in working order.
Right, and from experience with working, I work at a municipality too, we get it all the time. Some checks don't have phone numbers. You work for the the residents in the town, you don't work against them. And,
you actually got a receipt,
yeah, and it's stamped paid.
then it's stamp paid.
And I don't like, she said she doesn't wanna cause a ruckus or anything, it's just 80 cents.
Right, I read through it and I believe because it was postmarked on before the cutoff, and those people that made genuine mistakes like that, we should have honored it because of the postmark of the first. Mine, I paid mine in the very first week of January, because we wanted to do, numerous parcels and whatnot. Mine was stamped February 5th, which is after the date. So I was concerned, I checked my canceled check, it cleared the bank January 1st, yet mine was stamped paid February 5th. I didn't get my receipt back until February 16th. So I don't know what happened, but for 80 cents, I feel a genuine, it was stamped on it was received in time. We made the effort of contacting them, by the time it gets through the mail and back and forth. I just think we should just
My mom got a
waive it.
letter on February 5th stating, with the check back, saying it was written for the wrong amount.
Right.
So she just called and was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, it was a complete oversight. I can come down with the correct check now, or the 80 cents difference or whatnot. And she was just told that there was nothing that they could do.
But how did she get a receipt?
She got a
was-
receipt because the check was written incorrectly. The 80 cents was written in one place, but not on the legal line.
But if she got a receipt.
No, the
Stamp.
bank, yeah.
That's the receipt. It was
Yeah,
a
then it's
stamp.
stamped
Yeah,
as
and I mean,
receipt.
This
It was
being stamped was an
moments
oversight on.
before.
The problem is that we don't
She
also
probably
still
glanced at the
have
check
a
just like my mom
replacement
did, and
check.
didn't
The
realize
bank
that
won't
the
take the check that is not written correctly.
But
We
I-
had numerous other cases where people did the same thing, forgot to sign their check, wrote the legal line incorrectly, the bank bounced them all back, and they all came in and paid. They were then late. That's, I mean,
And I
you
mean,
can't
every
pick and
municipality
choose.
is different, I guess, but where I work, we try and work with the residents, cause you don't wanna